You are thinking a racist thought. Please immediately call our crisis center hotline. Know that the campus is deeply concerned with the plight of our African American students. So, we are proud to announce that here, today, we have found an African American student to speak his mind on the situation. After he speaks, you will all come to understand that all of our African American students feel loved and respected on campus. So, young man, would you kindly share your reactions to the incident?
Do I think? Well, I think it's funny, really. I mean, I think this Noose thing is just a big joke to white people. I mean, they're either laughing or giggly about it, saying that we're just taking this thing too seriously. I mean, they won't even talk about it like anybody's done anything wrong. They all just say, it was just some stupid kid. There's no way that we're racist. And then they want to just deflect the blame so that they could feel absolved or some shit like that. Like they never did anything wrong. I mean, they think they could just send out emailed apologies and somehow we're supposed to type back, "We forgive you for the noose and for slavery." And then white people come in and say, "We've done all we can. Why can't you people just forget about it?" Like, really? Most people don't realize that this is a hate crime. Most people don't understand that a noose says to black people, "We'd rather see you dead than see you on this campus." I mean, white people have no idea what it's like for me being a black man on this campus. I'm supporting myself through school. I can't afford for a second to slip up. My professors are always looking at me, so I have to be on top of my game academically. And then I'm always the only black student in my classes, so my classmates are always looking at me as if I'm about to jump them when class is over. And whenever a professor wants to talk about race, it's like I'm always their test subject. Don't think I don't notice those little white girls walking around on this campus clutching their purses all tight when I walk past them. I mean, I don't have a family behind me that knows anything about going to school. I could barely afford rent. And then you're gonna hang a fucking noose on my doorstep? The real truth is that white people don't care. When you're white, you don't have to worry about these things. You don't have to worry about anything except for your grades and who's in what frat. But see, when we get together and hold a public meeting against white America, maybe meet at a venue where black people can vent, then they start to take notice. They say, "Oh, that black man is just too angry. He needs to calm down." And you see, it's that right there. That right there. That's why I can't stand fucking white people. As long as we stay out and under their view and don't upset their quiet, proper, boring ass lives, then I can live near them. But see, I don't want to, y'all, so fuck them.
Campus community. We apologize for any pain our African American students may experience on campus. Know that equality is of utmost importance to us. So, we are proud to announce that here today, we have found an African American professor to speak her mind on the situation. She will help shed light on how we can make this campus appear safe and tolerant. Hello, Professor.
Well, I think it was despicable. No, not what happened. How we reacted to it. Haven't we learned yet not to take the path of anger and rage? What are we going to accomplish by ranting and raving? We only exacerbate these situations by blowing them up and pointing fingers. Too long as a community, we've shown ourselves to be viperous, virulent, and vindictive. And where has it taken us? Nowhere. That's what I say. Our community has been victimized by the hip-hop culture, which promotes laziness, violence, self-gratification, profanity, and misogyny. Because of the hip-hop culture, No one takes us seriously unless we are pointing a gun in someone's face. Do you have any idea what this culture is doing to the minds of our children? Because of the hip-hop culture, there are children cursing out their own mothers, selling drugs, and getting thrown in jail at younger and younger ages. In my classes, when I see a young, loud-mouthed, upstart African-American man wearing his baggy pants and using such profanities as bitch and nigger, oh, I just want to grab him and say, what are you doing? Is this how we're going to gain acceptance? No one cares. They only want to get angry when an incident like this happens. But I am not angry at white people for this. No, of course not. We have to ask ourselves, why would white people do this? We must have done something to cause it. We have to ask ourselves, why do we glorify violence? Take the Gen-6, for example. They aren't martyrs. They aren't anything special. They are criminals. And we choose to exemplify them as examples of the African-American struggle. These kids who beat an innocent white child, these kids who couldn't even dress and behave appropriately at an awards ceremony that was honoring them. Even if you look at the NBA stars, or those rappers, or those other personalities, they don't work hard. We see them enjoying their lives, building up a crib. But they aren't doing anything constructive. They just wallow in their wealth. We have to start thinking about how we can blend into society. We have to start thinking of ways to get white people to accept us. We have to stop listening to this ghetto talk and in a rapper style. And we have to get jobs, eat right, and raise our children. We have to cease raising holy hell whenever a hate crime happens. And then stop following these bombastic and outdated figures like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and Malcolm X. We need to show white people that we are not primitive, that we are not out of control, and that we can hold ourselves up as dignified, upstanding citizens.
Agreed.
Yes.
Well, we do not completely agree. We at the university do not believe that the African-American community is somehow at fault. We believe that racism is at fault. It's just that racism does not really exist on this campus. And anyway, moving on. Know that in our academic community, our student body and our faculty are working tirelessly to have academic conversations about how we can eradicate racism on campus. We have the distinct honor and privilege of listening to such a conversation between one of our finest sociology